Last week, I spent a couple of days volunteering at an animal sanctuary in Morocco. It wasn't one of the big or well-known sanctuaries. It was privately run by one single woman, Emma. Emma is a Brit who moved to Morocco purely to save animals in need from the streets. At present, she has 23 dogs and 17 cats, and that continues to grow in all shapes and sizes. She runs her sanctuary purely by herself, giving everything she has and more to her animals than anyone I've ever seen. She doesn't have any big, fancy social medias or huge fundings. She grafts until her last penny is spent on food for the animals, and yet she still takes more and more in. We connected via TikTok after I posted a video of a dog who followed me for a few days in Morocco and feeling the tough decision to leave her behind. Emma commented a simple, "Yep," and that's how I ended up with 23 of them. I checked out her page and intuitively I felt like I could help in some way. I dropped her a message and offered some help whenever I came by her area. 2 months later, I was passing by and it couldn't have landed at a better point. Emma was moving into a new place, a new house with a large outdoor area, enclosures for all her animals to stretch their paws and live a life they'd never experienced. If you've moved house, you know how hard and stressful it truly is. Never mind doing it with 23 dogs and 17 cats. When I arrived, Emma was in the midst of it, and to make matters even more stressful, most of the building works hadn't even been finished properly by the builders, and that's where I came in handy. I didn't come here to cuddle cats and dogs all day long. As much as I would have loved that, I came to get my hands dirty, put in some graft, and make Emma and the animals' lives easier. I told myself I wouldn't leave until that was done. When I arrived, Emma pointed out the awful job the builders had done, and I got stuck in, building and reinforcing the fence so the dogs couldn't get out. This was so important because Emma isn't a registered association. If her animals got out, disturbed the neighbours, or made a nuisance of themselves, the authorities could easily show up and take all the animals away. Sadly, they'd be taking them away to the place that Emma has fought tooth and nail to stop them from going. While all of this is going on, unbuilt fences, new animals, dogs escaping, and moving house, Emma is in the midst of cleaning her old place so she can hand back her keys and fully commit to the new one. Before I arrived, she had to take her hire car to the old house and return to the new house every hour to check up on the animals. It was a slow and painful process for her. With me there, she could get stuck into cleaning the old house and know that the animals were looked after and the fence was getting fixed, helping her speed up the process to everything. And that's exactly why I came, to make things easier. This is my break. That's what I wish I was doing, having a wee nap. Because that fence behind you, from about there, I've filled all those rocks in. All these ones up the top here, I've started filling in the gaps all the way down there. And the rocks I've either got to dig up from the sand or find them in the rubble and then walk them over. And all I've got is that blue IKEA bag that has been in my van for fucking donkey's knows how long, and I've never even touched it. And there's no wheelbarrow here, so I was like, well, how the fuck am I gonna get these rocks over here? And then it sprung to mind. I was like, I got that IKEA bag, perfect. So I'm taking a break anyway with the squad here. This dog here, Puppy, has just moved in. He's 20 years old, and he has lived in the souks, which is like the street markets of Morocco. 20 years old. He's an old fossil. He's got one eye, and he is an absolute gem, an absolute soul. So I am filthy, but I've got quite a lot done today. So I have made this pathway which goes up to the sandy patch where Puppy is just now. And I'm not sure what your name is, but you're an absolute sausage.
and this guy here as well. But they all sit here underneath the argan tree in the afternoon when the sun is out. But I have, from back there all the way up here, all the way down here to there, reinforced this fence with stones at the bottom so they can't escape. And that's been some graft. I've had to source all the rocks from around here, digging them up. No tools, no wheelbarrow, carrying them one by one, or with my my IKEA bag. Hey, what do you think? What do you reckon? Hey?
While Emma was busy deep cleaning her old house, it left me alone with the animals at the sanctuary for longer periods, which was a little blessing because it allowed me to actually get a feel for the reality of her daily life. In amongst the chaos of the animals, and I mean chaos, of 23 dogs barking, there were little personalities, all each to their own. Some glued to me all day, following me around. Some just wanted to be nearby and feel the presence of safety. Some were plotting their next escape, and some were even a little standoffish and cautious of who I am. But all of them just wanted a bit of attention and love. Most of them are here with tough background stories of abuse and neglect. And I realized pretty quickly, they aren't just a group of animals. They're 40 completely different lives, living as one big family, all seeking the same thing as us as humans, a little bit of attention and love from others.
Everywhere I go, I've always got Puppy nearby, and Callie. Hey, Callie. Oh, Callie. Hey. Oh, I know, darling. Hey. She's got a disability that makes her head shake, doesn't it? Hey. Oh, you're stuck. Yeah, baby. Hey. Come on. Oh. Come on. Ready. Oh. Hey. Where's that wee wobbly head? That's a wee wobbly head. Hey. Big Poppy. Oh, such a chill puppy. Hey, puppy. The puppy and Callie. Hey. So, today's work has been fixing that fence over there. None of the dogs have been able to get out, but me and Poppy here have been in the cat enclosure today. And they've put up this fence, the bamboo fence, which blocks the wind and creates like a little bit of a homely space for the cats. And Emma has some ideas to kind of paint that wall, plaster it, and put kind of like cat beds on the wall and stuff like that. But this just blocks the wind for them and gives them a little bit of a homely shade as well. When the sun comes over, it'll block and give them a little bit of shade and a little bit of cool. So I've reinforced it with cable ties. I've wired it in little spots all along, right up onto the fence. And I've also redone the wire here because the guy who built it, there was gaps everywhere and the cats were just getting out. So that is done.
I was only here for a few days, but I think what stayed with me the most wasn't actually the work itself. It's what sits underneath all of it. Because when I step back and look at it, the whole place, all the animals, it's all held together by one person. There's no big organization behind it, no system, no structure catching anything if it falls. It's just Emma, putting everything she has into it. Every bit of time, every bit of energy, and every penny of her own money, just to make sure all the animals are fed, safe, and loved. And even that isn't always enough on her own. She's relying on people she's never met, trusting others will have the same kindness as her. And when you see that up close, it's hard to ignore. Because at times it was like watching her try and hold sand in her hand. Every moment is met with the challenge of something slipping away. But she never stopped once and always sacrificed herself before her animals. For me, I get to come here for a couple days, do what I can, get a few cuddles, and then leave. But for her, there is no off switch. She constantly gets messages from people to take other animals in. This is her everyday. This is her life. And then there's the animals. I spend a bit of time connecting with them. They're all different, all carrying their own little quirks, their own way of being. And before I even realized it, they were following me around, sitting next to me, relying on me like they do with Emma. I didn't really think much of it at the time until I left, and Emma sent me a video of Puppy, a 20-year-old senior with one eye who had moved in the day before I arrived and followed me everywhere, sitting, howling at the gate after I left.
Woo!